All right, well, the video many of you have been waiting for, coming out with the PENTAX K3 Mark III and the FA Star 600 f4 lens with the gimbal, the tripod, the whole nine. So I actually did come out to hopefully get some birds in flight, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. They're just way too far away, not going to make for a decent image. And also, given the fact that this is a 600mm lens, the proximity is extremely close to where I can reliably shoot kind of out of the way, away from everybody, so I'm not being interrupted or interrupting anyone else while they're trying to shoot. For example, there's a bird, oh, not anymore. There's a feeding tray just up there, and maybe a little difficult to see right now if you're looking on this side here, but let's take a shot and you will see what this actually turns into. And yeah, it's 600 is a pretty big zoom. No, I'm not planning on using the teleconverter on this because it's enough as it is. But I am kind of looking around, hoping that there will be some birds in flight somewhere that I'll be able to hopefully capture. I did capture some images, as I will show on screen right now. And yeah, it was interesting. Where am I here? It's changing my autofocus setting here. Yeah, unfortunately I did not capture the turkey flying up to eat some food or fly back down. Unfortunately, it is what it is. And I see some stuff, and no, too much brush in the way. Too much brush. All that brush is just in the way to get a clean image of any of the birds that are along that area. Now, setting up a gimbal basically is an exercise in balance, is pretty much what it comes out to. So, as you can see here, the way I have it, I have the plate mounted a bit further ahead, just so that, because the weight of this plate here actually does make a difference. And so I have this slightly offset, but as you can see, it is stable. It doesn't move. It's good. Perfectly balanced. On this side here, as you'll see, I have it right up against the lens. As the plate gets squeezed over, this part here, as it squeezes over, it brings this closer to line with the gimbal here, and I have it down at the lowest setting here for the counterbalance, and it works out well. I had to make a couple of adjustments though, because with this phone here to do the split screen, that added more weight to the back of the camera, so I actually had to move this a bit, just a tad bit up, but once it's locked in place, you're pretty good. And yeah, so let's just see what happens here. Yeah, it's starting to get a little chilly. It was really sunny out and very, very warm, and now it's not so warm. And let's see here. Where are you? There you are. Whoops. And right now I'm just using zone in AFC. So I'm just giving it a try. I'm not going to put every single image that I captured up on screen, because that would be ridiculous. But the shooting experience. So one thing was, I really did have to muster the energy, so to speak, to lug all this out, because overall, with the weight of the lens, the tripod, the gimbal, the camera, you're looking at lugging around 20 pounds of weight. So like I've been saying, this is really a setup where you arrive at your location and you just stay in place. You're not going to be wanting to carry this around everywhere. I do have the lugs here though, as you can see here and here, where I can mount this to a strap. And I have done that, where I mount it to a strap and I just hand hold the thing. But I wasn't sure what the weather would be like today, and I didn't really want to lug around, you know, close to 20 pounds worth of weight, just carrying it around by hand. So I've wanted to bring up the gimbal, and I do need some practice gimbal shooting because it is not nearly the same as it is shooting handheld. So because the axis is different when you're rotating this way, just because the axis is way out here instead of being right at the back of the camera. So when you're actually holding the camera and you're panning while you're hand holding, you're pretty much consistently keeping the field of the focal distance the same with what you're panning with. However, on a gimbal, it's a shorter distance as you're rotating, right? So it does take a bit of getting used to. But yeah, let's just grab some images. See a red-winged blackbird here. Let's see if I can get this guy. Cooperate with me here, bud. Cooperate, cooperate. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so just get some images. Hopefully I will get a bird in flight somewhere that's not a million miles away. And ooh, wow, there's a male. That's too close, and he flew away. It was a male, what do we call it? Can't remember what it's called. Now, the problem that I noticed is the sharpness is just overall lacking on my copy of the FA Star 600 F4. So, well, as you can see, that totally did not work out with the FA Star 600 F4. There's something absolutely wrong with my copy, at least from what other people's feedback has been in regards to others who have the same lens and the sharpness that they achieve. It's just not happening with mine. I think it's out of alignment lens inside somewhere, or sorry, out of alignment element in the lens somewhere. So with that said, I came back with the 1.4 teleconverter on the DFA 150-450, and we'll see how that fares in comparison to the FA Star 600 F4. And I am going to be shooting this handheld. So at the end of the day, with the image quality difference between the 150-450 with the teleconverter and the FA Star 600 F4, at least my copy of the FA Star 600 F4, the 150-450 is vastly superior, as you can see here. With that said, I am not going to be doing any more videos with the 600 F4. It is going to become my showcase piece in the basement somewhere. You know, just something to look at in regards to the beauty and the behemoth amount of metal that it's constructed with. But that's it for this video. If you like the video, leave a like. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. You want to support the channel, the info's at the bottom. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and you'll see me in my next video. I'm out.